What is up, everyone? My name is Jack Saffel, back again with another video, and today I'm here with my little Raw and SmackDown recaps for this week. Just decided to make this video because why not? I'm in the mood to talk about wrestling this week, and I want to talk about, before I get into my Raw and SmackDown chats for this week, I was going to upload a Shut Your Mouth season mode video, but for some reason my fucking capture card just went into full retard mode. And the audio is a little bit delayed on the gameplay because the gameplay has been accidentally, they cut out a few seconds of it and it happens throughout the entire vid, so that really pissed me off. So I'm not really sure what to do about that. Either I'll go and redub it and just remove the music, or I will try my hardest to get it all in place, but I'll find a way somehow. But yeah, that's just involving season mode. I hope nothing like this happens for the No Way Out recording, and especially during WrestleMania. That cannot happen there. So yeah, that's just about season mode and all that. Let's get straight into Raw and SmackDown. So we'll talk about Raw first. We had Samoa Joe face Roman Reigns in the main event. He was out to sign his contract. Mick Foley and Stephanie McMahon was there as well, and like Mick wasn't all that thrilled to see Samoa Joe out there. I think, by the way, he injured Seth Rollins last week, and how he's kind of Triple H's mercenary and all that. And then Reigns interrupted while, Joe was in a suit because he's Triple H's guy, and apparently you have to wear a suit if you're Triple H's guy. But the big top dog, Roman Reigns, interferes during that promo, and pretty much he says, you know what, I'm Roman Reigns, I'm going to kick your ass, and all that kind of stuff. He was very straight to the point with his promo, and he just wanted to, yeah, I'm here, you're here, I'm going to kick your ass. And I like that from Roman. That's the Roman I want to see. Just no bullshit, no nothing, just get straight to the point and kick some ass. If he does that more often, then I'd love to get behind him. It's a shame that he only brings out this side of him every once in a while. He should be bringing out this side of him like every single time he gets in the ring, and that. So they had their match in the main event. Pretty good match. Good way for Samoa Joe to debut on the main roster. That is until Braun Strowman interferes, and because they still have their thing going on, and he beats the crap out of Roman Reigns. He throws the steel stairs at him and all that kind of shit. And they're really building up Braun Strowman, man, on fucking Raw. So it's announced that Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman will be having a match at Fastlane for March. I think it's at the start of March is when the pay-per-view's on, and that should be very interesting. I'm not sure if Strowman's going to win, because Strowman has been begging for some real competition and all that, because he beat like these 4 jobbers in a handicap match earlier in the night, and he stormed to Mick Foley. He's like, where's the real competition? You call that real competition? And he said, and Mick Foley's like, you want competition? Alright, you versus Roman Reigns at Fastlane. It's kind of how the match got started, and should be an alright match, I guess. Strowman and Reigns, they aren't exactly the best wrestlers in the world, but they're not the worst, so I'm hoping that they can pull something good out of somewhere. So yeah, I hope that is a good match. So then we had, during the Cruiserweights, they had a little section tonight. Akira Tozawa made his debut on the main roster, and he beat Drew Gulak. And the crowd seemed to really dig him. It's been the first time in a while where I saw the crowd, get into a Cruiserweight match, and that's really, really cool to see. And I think Akira Tozawa could be, another step in the right direction for the Cruiserweight division. The Cruiserweight division's been improving a lot lately, with the rise of Neville as the champion, and with Jack Gallagher, and now we have Akira Tozawa, and I heard that Grand Metalik is going to be debuting soon, maybe on 205 Live or some shit. But yeah, happy to see Akira Tozawa finally make it. He had a great showing against Drew Gulak. And they did a little promo of him with Cesaro, like talking about how he's a really intense guy inside the ring and all that. So that was pretty good to see. So yeah, hopefully he can shake up the Cruiserweight division along with Neville and all the other guys who are doing a good job at that as well. And last little bit I'll talk about for Raw is Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho were out there. Of course, Chris Jericho, I believe, retained his United States Championship against Sami Zayn later in the night, but they ended up talking about some sort of shit, you know, how they're thinking about WrestleMania 33, title for title, these two against each other and all that stuff. And then Goldberg comes out and he wants a match with Kevin Owens for the Universal title, and then Jericho's, you know, about to put him on the list, and then Goldberg grabs the list and writes his own name in there. So you're kind of insulting yourself there, Goldberg. You know, that makes no sense. And Goldberg cut a pretty good promo on Jericho, and you know, I got to give it to Goldberg. He's been really good at his promos recently. You know, I can't really fault him for any of that. But you know, Kevin Owens kind of accepts the challenge for Goldberg, and I think Jericho actually made the challenge for him to face Kevin Owens for the Universal title at Fastlane, so obviously that's going to be the main event, and I'm a bit scared that I think Goldberg's going to win the Universal title. I can see that happening, and they're going to make Lesnar and Goldberg a match for the Universal title, which, God, I really hope they don't do that. You know, Goldberg and Lesnar, they do not need the belt. They do not need the Universal Championship at all. And I'm a bit frightened that they're going to give it to them. They're going to make Owens and Jericho fight for the US title, which will be good for the US Championship, as it will bring up its prestige a little bit, I reckon. But then again, I'm sorry, but Owens and Jericho, that's a Universal title feud. They've been the main focus on Raw for the past God knows how many months now. You know, it's been a long time that they've kind of been the main focus on Raw, and it only makes sense for them to be main eventing with the Universal title on the line. Which, you know, you're giving it to Goldberg, a guy that's only competed in 2 matches, you know, ever since his return. He beats Lesnar in a minute and a half, and then he throws him out the Rumble, but he gets chucked out by Undertaker. But if they do end up going to this match, what I'm worried is going to happen is that the same thing is going to happen to what he did to Lesnar, and that he's going to bloody just spear. He might even just spear him, hit the jackhammer, and that's it. He wins the Universal title. Or they could do something where they keep the belt on Owens, where I think what I want to see happen, and I think might happen, is that maybe, you know, he's getting ready for the spear, he's already hit the jackhammer or whatever, or he's about to set up the jackhammer, he's just waiting for him to get up, and then maybe like Brock Lesnar can interfere in the match and cost Goldberg the championship, and maybe helps Owens retain or whatever, and all that. So that adds a bit more fuel to the fire of the Goldberg-Lesnar feud, because it's like, okay, you know, Lesnar's been beaten in a minute and a half and gets thrown out instantly of the Rumble. That's going to piss him off, so he's going to get back at Goldberg for costing him a match, costing him a shot at the Universal title, which honestly kind of makes sense in a way, and I think that's the direction they should go for. Yeah, it'd be a bit of a kind of a lame main event for Fastlane, but then again, it's fucking Fastlane. Who gives a shit? But yeah, that's what I'd like to see happen. Hopefully, I don't want to see Goldberg win the Universal title. You know, I'm not gonna jump off a 15-story building if he does, but you know, I hope Kevin Owens somehow, some way retains the title if he can. But that's what I thought about some of the things on Raw. A pretty decent show, I'm not gonna lie. SmackDown this week, that was an alright show as well. There was Daniel Bryan came out at the start of the show because we were in Seattle and all that, you know, saying, you know, hello to the fans and how it's been a year since he was retired. And then the fucking Miz comes out, the guy who just loves being a dick to Daniel Bryan, and he says, "Oh, boo-hoo, this has been a year since you've retired," you know. It's like, you had to stop wrestling, now no one cares. And then I think Bryan said something, was like, well, you've never been able to wrestle, and that's never stopped you. So that was a pretty cool burn. And then, you know, Corbin, Ambrose, and AJ Styles all come out to, you know, stake their claim of how I'm going to win the Elimination Chamber match this Sunday and all that kind of shit. So then Daniel Bryan's like, you know what, fuck it, let's just make a fatal 4-way match with all of you 4 right now. And Baron Corbin actually ends up winning, which I really, really liked. I thought maybe Styles would win or Ambrose would win, but no, seeing Baron Corbin, you know, pick up the win is actually pretty cool. And, you know, building some momentum to newer stars and other guys, I think, is pretty cool. I think Miz, Ambrose, and Styles are perfectly fine with where they stand at the moment. So giving Corbin a bit of a boost going into this match, I think, is really, really good, in my opinion. Then we get to this like interview kind of thing with Nikki Bella and Natalya. They're both in like separate areas of the arena, and they're on the Titantron, whatever. And I think Tom Phillips or some other cunt was interviewing them, and they were just hitting some savagery on each other, especially Natalya. She has just gone full savage on poor Nikki Bella, constantly bringing up the fact that you're only there because Cena made you famous and all that. And it's like, and then Natalya says, look, if I wasn't married, Cena would probably end up with me. So not sure about that one, Natalya, but that was a bit of a burn on her part. And Nikki tried to stand up for herself, saying, what, the Natalya I used to know is dead to me, and all that stuff. So yeah, bit of an interesting little segment between the two. And we ended up having Dolph Ziggler versus Apollo Crews in a match, because Ziggler's turned full heel, has this new attitude where he will do whatever it takes to win. He ends up beating Crews and just smacks him with steel chairs, but then Kalisto comes in because he's buddies with Apollo Crews and tries to save him, but Ziggler ends up hitting both of them with chairs. And then he goes backstage, and I think he approaches Daniel Bryan, and he's like, dude, what the hell's up with you? What happened to you and all that? And it's like, you know what? And he makes the match for Elimination Chamber. It's going to be Dolph Ziggler versus Apollo Crews and Kalisto in a 2-on-1 handicap match, which, that's really fair. But I think Ziggler might win that one. Actually, I'll probably go more into detail when I do my Elimination Chamber predictions later on this week. Then we get to this like dual contract signing involving two women's matches. It's Becky Lynch versus Mickie James, and Alexa Bliss versus Naomi for the SmackDown Women's title. And Alexa Bliss and Mickie James, they've got a bit of an alliance going on, and she keeps saying, because she's sick of being forgotten by the WWE universe, and now she's kind of the precursor of the whole women's revolution and all that. And Naomi was pretty impressive in this as well, and how she's gonna beat Bliss for the title, and she really stayed her claim against her. And so they end up brawling, because that's what contract signings happen in WWE. They all end up brawling, and Naomi does an outside dive onto both girls and all that. So yeah, pretty cool segment. I like how they did a dual contract signing. That's different. I like that. Then we get to like a 12-man tag team match with pretty much the entire tag team division on SmackDown. We had American Alpha, Breezango, and Heath Slater and Rhino taking on the Ascension, Vaudevillains, and the Usos. And the Ascension end up getting the pin. No, I'm not making that up. The Ascension got the pinfall in this match. What? The Ascension won a match? Like, what planet? Is this NXT in 2013? Like, the Ascension are winning matches. Since when? Since when, But, that's cool. That's cool. I hope that means a potential shot for them. And, this could get them out of that really bad, a jobber slot that they've been in for the last 2 years, unfortunately. But, yeah, hopefully this is the thing that kind of kicks them in the ass. And, maybe they can get a shot at the tag titles in the future. But I know there is a tag team turmoil match for Elimination Chamber, which I don't get. It should be an Elimination Chamber match, personally. I mean, you've done it before, why not do it again? But it's not too bad, I guess. And I didn't see the main event, which was John Cena versus Randy Orton for the 12,000th bazillionth time. No, but it is the first time ever on SmackDown Live, which, yeah, whatever. I didn't see the match. I just tuned out of SmackDown afterwards. But apparently, Bray Wyatt tried to interfere during the match, but Luke Harper kind of stopped him, because now Luke Harper's gone babyface, I guess. And Cena ended up beating Orton. So yeah, that's fucking cool. Just please have Wyatt win the title, please. I don't want to see Cena and Orton at WrestleMania. I don't think they're going to do it. Surely. They're not going to do it. They're not going to have a match at on a fucking random SmackDown and then have it as your main event of WrestleMania. Like, That just can't happen, surely. But I've been proven wrong by WWE and their stupidity, but hopefully they won't be this stupid this time. But so yeah, that was my little thoughts on SmackDown. I thought that was a fine show, nothing too incredible or extreme, but a fine enough go-home show for Elimination Chamber. But yeah, this is a little video on Raw and SmackDown this week. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to leave a like, comment down below what you thought of the two shows this week. And if you want to see more from me, hit that subscribe button. You'll be glad you did. Twitter and Instagram's at JackmanLaw31 if you want to check me out there. Make sure to check out my channel this week as I've got an Elimination Chamber predictions video coming soon. And of course the review right after the pay-per-view, and maybe something else in the future, who knows. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'm out in 3, 2, 1.